Hello and welcome. My name is Tom.
And I'm Heather.
And you're sitting at the couples table.
The Couples Table is a live stream podcast. Here on this channel, join us for better or worse.
For richer or poorer.
In sickness and in health.
As long as we both shall live.
Why did you laugh?
Because it really is muscle memory.
You can't ask me what it is.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Don't lean back. Every
Sorry.
time you lean back, you go out of focus. Anyway, hello everybody.
Hello.
We have missed you. We apologize for our 3-week hiatus. That was not planned.
That hiatus was a low point.
You should do at least the drum beat, like, but don't bump.
That's not on there though.
Yeah, you know what? Let me.
Anyway, we are happy to be here today. Hey, look. She added a sound, and which sound is it going to be?
Do we have a drum beat on here?
Isn't it Rimshot? Or is that not there?
No.
Oh, well, we'll do that next
You've
time.
You've got this.
Glockenspiel?
It's not the same, but it's fine. So...
Wait, Chris said we can't hear us. You should be.
Really? The
Should.
whole time?
No.
Wait.
I think we're good.
Can you guys hear us?
That's saying we're going through. I don't have a thing to test it. Let me test it.
Wait.
This is the.
Hello? No, we're here.
I hear it.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Chris, yeah, no. It sounds great. Chris is crazy. I'm kidding.
Oh, I was like, what? Okay, so here's the thing. We have a lot.
We have so much today.
Because we changed a lot of stuff.
Yes.
In the studio. So
starting
if there's like, what is it called?
There's going to be technical difficulties.
If there's technical difficulties, bear with us.
Yeah.
We've also taken a 3-week break.
Starting off though, I saw it pop up here.
What'd we see?
I think scroll down a little bit. I know we need to say hi to everyone. But right here we should do this first and then say hi to everybody.
Okay, so this is what we're going to start with.
Yeah, so last time we had an episode. We talked about different mic covers and things.
Yes.
And Matt gave us a super chat.
Yes.
And...
Dun, dun, dun.
Yay.
Yay! Doesn't it look so cool?
So we got that going for us.
Thanks, Matt. This was sponsored by Matt.
Yeah, we'll put a tag right here.
I know.
Yeah, so we got that going. That's one upgrade. And now we can check in and say hi. But...
Okay, we should check in and say hi. Yeah, we apologize for not being here, but we're here now, and hopefully with some level ups and stuff. So hi to everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Yesterday actually was our 2-year wedding anniversary. And yeah, it was super fun. What did we do, Tom?
We relaxed. We went to like spa. Yeah,
we went to
that's
like
what it's
spa?
called. Well, I always grew up thinking that a spa was like the pool of hot water, but a spa is also the facility. So we went to a spa that
We went to a day spa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had a dry sauna, a steam room, a jacuzzi, a pool. We had lunch at the pool. And it was local, so we didn't have to stay anywhere. We went
10
home.
minutes away.
Yeah, we dropped the dogs off at daycare, and then we got massages, and it was just super fun. It was just a nice time, and
we didn't do any work.
We didn't do any work. We got to reflect, and I mean, we do this all the time, especially with the couples table. I think if you've been here for a while, you know that Tom and I are really big on looking back at the journey and stuff like that. But obviously since our anniversary was yesterday, it's super fresh in my mind that all of this, everything, this moment, you being here, you watching this stream existing, all started because he left me a comment on YouTube 4 years ago.
5.
And I checked that video this morning. It has 207 views.
That's crazy. So 5 years ago, it must have had 36 views or something.
207 views. This is a very insignificant video on my channel.
The algorithm
changed my life. Changed our life.
Yeah, so that's such an interesting thing that it wasn't your most popular video or something.
Yeah, and it wasn't, I wasn't even, I mean, how many of these videos do we all have that's
Yeah.
I had fun doing it, but it
Nobody
wasn't,
saw it
yeah,
or anything.
it's
Yeah.
whatever. So, and now we've been married 2 years, which is, it's just such a trip.
Yeah.
But here's to starting our third one and many more to come.
Yay.
Let's see. I can hear you.
Okay, that was from our freak out a while ago.
Oh, when you
Yeah.
I get it.
We're gonna change the audio again in a second.
Yeah, we're about to change the audio again. So hi to everybody. Hello.
But Matt will be very excited.
Let's see. Is that the same shirt from your video?
Oh, is it?
From today?
It would be, yeah. Probably just a different studio. I just thought purple, but maybe that was a bad idea.
Yeah, love the spot. We'll talk about that because Tom can't relax. Like,
yeah, you know how many gentle reminders she's like, relax. At one point, she was trying to like massage out a knot in my neck, and her knuckle popped.
He's just sitting there like, I'm like, babe, it's our day. And then he told me this morning that he laid on the like massage bed and like couldn't breathe and didn't do anything about it.
Because you put your head in the thing and they had like warm towels or whatever. And I thought this is
my Tom.
I thought it was like they were pumping in warm air or whatever. And so I couldn't breathe the whole time. And it turns out the towel was just folded on itself and I should have just like poked it through. So I was like not breathing for most of it.
He's anyway. I love you. This is what I love about you is that he never wants to be in the way of anything.
No,
and that's my Tom. Anyways, so why don't we start with?
Let's start with.
Okay, so here's the first upgrade. Upgrade number 1 to the couples table. This beautiful mic cover, which, now that we're about to do the second upgrade, maybe we need a second one of these.
We'll figure it out. So the second upgrade, sort of. I just also have show and tell. Hopefully I don't ruin anything. The second upgrade would now be I have my own microphone, which I hope is working.
Are we good?
And I hope audio is in sync, and we will wait until we can see. Oh.
Hello? You have to keep talking.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
Think you're good.
Yeah.
Wait, so I go here.
Yeah, so you can move that one, and I will have my own microphone. So this I'm going to be using right now. This is just a microphone I bought that I've been wanting for a long time. It's the Rode Reporter.
This is the first time you're using it.
It's really the first time I'm using it, yeah. But what's really cool about it, other than being super long, so it's great for like interviews and stuff, is it is an omnidirectional microphone. So technically, if we're talking, like I could hold it. I should be able to hold it here. I don't know if we're going to get weird reflections or anything, but I should be able to be like, hey,
what's up?
What did you do yesterday for your anniversary?
I just told you. So
I
you
know,
don't have to do this?
Supposedly, no, because it should be picking us up from both things.
Well, I don't know because we don't have
And according
headphones.
to the instruction. But anyway, I just got this for fun because I've been wanting it and I really like it. But Rode sent over a couple of gifts. One of them is the fault of Matt, who's in the chat. Chat Matt. And that is this one right here, the Procaster, which is closest to, I don't know, if you want to think of like SM7B, RE20 or whatever. It's been out for a long time, but it's like, here's a pod mic, and then the Procaster it's a big pod mic. So this morning, Heather came into my office and was like, hey, do you think we should like have 2 mics? I'm like, yeah, sure. And I could bring in a new microphone every week or whatever. So I'm going to switch over to that right now. It's on my own terms, though. Okay.
Should have been on your own.
Well, you're doing the stream, though. I'm just doing this, plugging in a microphone. Oops. And then test. Hello. Now turning up the level, and I should now have my own microphone. There we go. Hopefully this is sounding good right now. The levels should be nice. I did some tests this morning and stuff and plugged this into the Rodecaster, and it sounded so good. I was like really, really impressed with this. Heather is... Oh, Heather switched to the cam link for some reason. I'm here.
Hold on. There, I'm back.
Okay, Heather's back. Hello.
It's because so here we gotta troubleshoot this. This cord keeps falling out.
That is my biggest complaint in my 35-minute review of the MV7 is the micro USB because it's not a reliable connector. That's frustrating. But
anyway, we're back. Sorry.
Anyway,
this If I go mute, it's because this. It's because I moved this, and then it.
But you know what? If we have 2 mics, in theory, we should at least always be able to hear one. We had 2 mics for most of the time, but.
But anyway, I was like, if we're in this like upgrade mode, I was like, a couple of people have mentioned, oh, why don't you do a 2 mic setup? And we never thought about it because in my office, which if you know me, I don't like to change or move anything. It didn't even cross our mind to do a 2 mic setup, but I was like, you know what? We're already changing things. This is the time. And if all you have to, I don't even have to do anything.
Yeah, so Heather just has the Focusrite Solo over here.
Yeah, just sitting there.
And all I need to do is just walk in here with a microphone every week, whichever one I want to use, and plug it in, which is easy. And Rode, I meant when we were in New York, buying this at B&H was supposed to be my souvenir. But when we were at B&H, my brain, like, I couldn't remember, like, wait, what did I need? I didn't make a note. And then it was when we got home, I was like, crap, I wanted the Procaster. And then I'm very bad at this, but I just asked Rode, like, can I have a Procaster? And they were like, yeah, of course. And not only did they send the Procaster, but they sent this little gift box here, which is also part of what I wanted to go through today. Look at their branding is like on point. Look at this. This is just a cool box.
It is a cool box.
And what's in this box is another box. But this box, also the inside is gold, which is pretty nifty. This is kind of cool. It's like an insulated little Rode lunchbox. So if I had a job that I left the house again, I could take this.
Yes.
But I'm happy I don't have to. And then in here...
Oh, if we have picnics.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and guess that you're not going to guess what is in here. It is all Australian snacks.
Look at this. It's gold, though.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that cool?
It's insulated gold inside, which is really cool. And then they just sent over a bunch of stuff from Australia. So
wait, I'm telling you, I'm not a snack person.
Bailey's here. He might recognize some of this. So one of them is Arnott's Shapes. Flavor. Oh, and this is pizza flavor. Okay, so we have that. We have chicken salt, which doesn't have chicken in it, as far as I know. It's salt. That's just salt for everything, because it's sea salt,
Why is
rice
it called
flour.
chicken salt?
I think because it's like intended to be used on chicken. Because it says it's vegetarian. Yeah, it's vegetarian, so there's no chicken in it. Bring out your food's natural flavors with the Matani specially selected blend of herbs and spices. So we've got that. We've also got, what is this?
Why is Rode sending you all this stuff?
Cadbury Cherub. Just because they like us, and they said, hey, for your anniversary, why don't you have a giant thing of Tim Tams?
Our 2-year anniversary.
Yeah, it was definitely for our 2-year anniversary. Yeah, that Rode wanted to proclaim their fondness for us by casting these gifts to us.
Wow. Okay. If you
Isn't that cool? Which, by the way, They had sent smaller individual Tim Tams, and I've never gotten so many messages about a thing before. But everybody recommended a Tim Tam Slam, which I tried, and I need to work on my technique. But basically, these are like little. I don't want to open this right now. Although they're really good. Basically, they're like little chocolate sandwich cookie kind of things.
Like a Kit Kat?
They're rectangular. No, not really like a Kit Kat. But anyway, you bite the corners, and you basically use it as a straw for like tea or coffee or hot chocolate in my case.
That's crazy.
And then you get like your drink gets sweetened, but also the chocolate gets melted, and then you can eat the whole thing, and it's like this melty, warm, chocolatey goodness. Then they sent over. They sent over a lot of wagon
stuff.
Wheels. A lot of like candies and things.
I've never seen any of these.
A lot of Cadbury,
in my life.
Caramello Koala, Dairy Milk. More wagon wheel. More snacks. More shapes. These are barbecue.
Oh my gosh, Tim Tam Slam is like a thing.
Yeah, more of the cherry ripe. This one just says Freddo. It has a picture of a frog and it says Freddo.
Okay, I don't know.
Eucalyptus. Look at this. It's eucalyptus like gummies.
Like for sore throats?
Oh no, these are like hard candies. Interesting. It says confectionery. We also got cheese twisties.
That looks like a Lay's bag.
It looks like a Lay's bag, but it must be, if it's a Twisties cheese, it must be like
You know
a
what my
Cheeto.
impression is like American snack branding is real bright because these look very.
Also, American
almost
portions are massive.
I know.
And last but not least, Rode sent over this, which I don't know if it's pronounced Vegemite or Vegemite. I've heard both.
It's Vegemite.
Is it?
Vegemite sandwich.
That's what I've always said, but I've heard some people say Vegemite. I'm going to say Vegemite unless I'm corrected otherwise. And I wanted to try this now because I've never had it.
So he's literally going to try it now.
And this is like, but I did my research, don't worry, and Bailey helped even warn me. I'm going to prepare it correctly and like bread and butter and the whole thing.
Set yourself up for success.
So I have to go mid-show, we'll take a snack break and I will try this for the first time.
Yes.
So anyway, that was our show and tell segment. The branding on this is great, and supposedly it's like quite healthy for you because it's got a bunch of vitamins. It has a lot of salt, but you're not supposed to eat that much of it at once, so it doesn't really matter.
There you go.
Anyway, we'll just put this here.
Okay, so did we talk about what we were gonna do this stream aside from
No,
show
we
and
just
tell?
showed a bunch of snacks and talked about microphones.
Okay, so since it's our stream to kind of celebrate our 2-year anniversary, we did want to kind of keep it casual. In addition to doing a show and tell, we just wrote down a bunch of topics that we were like, it'd be fun to talk about, but we can't do like a full episode.
Right.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
Do the hodgepodge one. One of them, I don't know if it's on your list, was talking about kind of like why and when to take time off.
Push through or not.
Okay. I think we should start with that one.
You want to start
because
there?
it's relevant to like, yeah. So we haven't been here for 3 weeks.
Yes. Let's move the Vegemite because it's
hashtag
it's so
ad
yellow. Which no hate on yellow.
Yeah. So 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
We took a break because you weren't feeling well, right?
I think it was because I was sick.
Yeah, we've been doing lots of shows. You weren't feeling well, and I was like, you know what? We're just gonna take the week. No problem.
A week. Yeah.
Cool. So we did that. That's no problem. And then the following week,
I can't remember. It must have been me again.
It was you again. But it was like you felt okay throughout the week, but then
I had a rough
that day came, and you just weren't feeling good. And the thing that we were talking about is sometimes, if you're just knocked out sick, like you have the flu or something, obviously you're like, well, I'm going to go to bed and I'm not going to be working. But sometimes, especially if it feels like a lot of it might be mental, emotional, or that's a large component, you feel like, well, I should push through and still do my thing. And that actually can help you feel better.
Yes.
But sometimes when you try to push through, it can actually make you feel worse.
Yes.
And so it's really hard to navigate that. Because what you also don't want is to see yourself starting to like collapse on a live stream or something where everybody's watching, because that's terrible. So that week we kind of had that debate, right?
Yeah, well, because even on Monday we went to training and it was one of those like, oh, I could push through.
Yeah. And
I did, and I almost cried at the end because I was like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, and you probably shouldn't have pushed through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I ended up not making any... I didn't make a video that day.
Right. It derailed your whole workflow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's kind of what we decided there was like, I think this is going to be one of those times where we shouldn't push through. And, and you felt really bad because you're like, I don't want to have us miss 2 weeks. And I was like, it's okay. I promise you, like everybody would say, don't worry about it. Cool. So then last week you felt great.
Yeah, I got this the day before.
Ready to go. We're going to do our mic thing. I was out on a bike ride, and then I just got, like, super sick. I'm prone to migraines. I hate talking about them. And I went a long time without getting any, but you lose your vision, and it's super painful, and nausea and all that kind of stuff.
He's KO'd.
Yeah, you're 100% incapacitated. And it happened while I was on a bike ride, which was not great. And so... that was the end of that. And so we couldn't do anything that whole day. Heather just gave me a bunch of NyQuil and I passed out. That's all I can do. So anyway, and now it's this week.
Yes. But I think also because yesterday was like our, celebrating our anniversary and stuff, it kind of made us think like in every aspect of our lives, because our business is what it is, technically, are we working right now? Are we not?
Right.
Like the line between what we do for fun and work, like there is no line pretty much. And I don't want there to be a line. It's not really about that, but there are times where it's like, I know consistency is like the key to success, but also I don't, it's like, it's like trying to read your gut and listen to whether it's time to go or time to not. And I guess I'm surprised at how I'm still learning what that is. I think I don't know. I want to believe. My impression is that a lot of people are very like this decision is easy. It's just like I'm not gonna show up or not, and there's not a lot of debate and stuff. And I think for me, like I wrestle with that. I wrestle with like, can I push through, or do I cut myself some slack, give myself some grace, all these things. Yeah. So I mean, there's no right or wrong answer, but I just think it's worth talking about because
definitely,
especially when you are a content creator, and creativity is so, I think, heavily dependent on your mindset. I just know that sometimes, like, I'm just not in the mindset to create something that's going to inspire somebody else. Like, I don't feel it myself. So,
right.
Like, who I'm not doing any favors by just, not being my best self here.
Right.
So, but there are times where
sometimes you just need to push through, and it's actually
and then
energizing
you feel
and revitalizing.
Great. And that happens to me all the time. Like, I used to be super into local networking, like pre-pandemic. I was like chair of our chamber of commerce and like in all these networking groups, and many of the times I was like, I really don't want to go to this networking thing, I really don't want to go to this meeting. And then when I would come back, I'd be like, oh my god, that was so much fun. And
every time
Tom would be like, I knew it.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes you push through. I don't know.
It's a hard lesson to learn. My very first year teaching, I think we talked about this. The first time I got sick around October, I wanted to be like a good teacher and not call out or whatever. And so I pushed through, which of course, like if you're sick, you shouldn't go anyway, because you're just risking getting other people sick. But anyway, I pushed through and made myself so much more sick that if I had just taken a day off, I would have probably been fine and been able to come back to work the next day. But because I pushed through, then I ended up missing an entire week of work because it just made it so much worse. And it's like, you're
not the only one who gets migraines here.
I see there. Yeah. I saw that. I saw Mike get some.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I saw Mike takes a daily medicine and Aubrey takes a shot. I would send me the info, please.
Yeah.
I did really well. I only got like one last year, one the year before, and now I've gotten two in like the last month, which is concerning. But a lot of it is stress related. For me, it's almost 100% stress related. But the tricky part is there's positive and negative stress.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to recognize negative stress.
Yeah.
Positive stress really sneaks up on you because it's like being extra excited about something. Like there have been times where I've gone places with people, like to theme parks and things, where I know how excited I am because I've gotten them at theme parks from being too excited before. And they'll literally ask like, are you having fun? Like, are you doing okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm just trying to like
not
be
freak
chill,
out. Yeah.
Because if I don't, I will ruin everybody's day, and that sucks.
This is such a downer while being super inspirational at the same time. The world creators live in. Yeah.
That should be our slogan.
Roger is asking, if you have it like me, then you lose your vision in one eye and then get the headache on the opposite side.
Yeah, and I can never remember if it's always the same eye. But yeah, it is the opposite. Like this eye gets funky, and then this I hate even talking about.
Yeah, he doesn't like talking about it because it's like inducing.
They're so like I've gotten them since I was 11, and yeah, I'm 37 this year.
Yeah, then this was a whole discussion, and then that's a whole discussion. But I don't know when you want to take a break. So, why?
I see that says creator. Okay, I know this one. When I'm in a shape, logical plan.
Slump.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that, or do you want your Vegemite break?
Oh, well, I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's what we were talking about this morning. Is how like my instinct is to
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to talk about that first?
Yeah. So, okay, Heather has a history of being very organized and planning things out. And there's a whiteboard over here, which I notice is freshly erased.
Yeah, I was like, I'm erasing everything.
You have a stack of notebooks up there.
There are notebooks everywhere.
Like, one of the really hard things when you work for yourself, okay, being organized is always difficult or, important and challenging sometimes.
Yeah.
But when you work for yourself, it's so hard to dictate or navigate, like, what should I be focusing on? Is it okay to stop? Should I keep going? Like,
That's definitely the thing I miss the most about working for somebody else, is that you don't have to make that call. Someone else tells you what to do. And that's like, oh my God, so easy. Like, that's the only part of me that's like, I wish I could. If I had a boss, like I've even tried to set up our business where Tom is my boss and tells me what to do. And we would have like monthly check-ins, because I just need, as soon as I go into like, should I do this or that? Forget it. Like, we're here forever, and I'm not doing
the
anything.
hard part we've learned with that is, like, sometimes I will just say, like, I think you should do this. And then inevitably you will either just say, I'm going to do the opposite, which I'm like, fine, at least we made a decision. Or the tricky part is when you're feeling good, and that's what we were talking about this morning, is you're like, you just need to tell me when I'm questioning it, say blah, 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 like, remind me this. But when you're in not a good spot, it's easy to deflect that stuff and be like, yeah, but blah, blah, blah. It's like the old trope that's in like TV shows and movies where someone goes in like a room and they're like, no matter how much I scream or beg, don't open the door. And then they go in and something crazy happens and they need to get out, and the other people are on the other side like, no. And like, no. But this time it's like, you're like, this is going to work. And then, okay. And then it's like, no, but this time it's different because of blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And so one of the strategies that I've seen you implement so much is to start building structures. And we're going to do all kinds of lists. We're going to do all kinds of planning. And it feels like, okay, now we have a structure. And if I don't feel good, I just look at this and just check off box after box, like putting together an IKEA furniture. Like, I don't need to think about it. I just follow these instructions. And at the end, I have a malm or whatever.
And the reason why we're thinking about this is because, like, yes, I was sick and not feeling well for the couples table, but like it wasn't just those 2 Thursdays. It was the whole time. Like, I just couldn't get myself to do anything. I even got a message of like, oh, are you burnt out? Because there's no vlogs either.
Right.
Like, everything just kind of grinded to a halt. And here's the thing. I know me, okay? I know that the pendulum always swings.
Yeah.
So if I'm feeling low and just not creative and in a spot where I can't make anything, it's fine, because I know eventually it's going to swing back where I'm on fire. I'm vlogging every day. I'm live streaming and, moving mountains. And that's just how I work. I don't know. I've accepted that. But it was going long enough where I was like, okay, I've given myself the time. I've, like, I'm at the point where I feel like I need to do something to kick myself out of this rut.
Right. It's not like the pendulum is stuck.
Yeah. Exactly. And, I was like, I don't think it's going to be, I wake up one day and then turn on. I feel like I need to do something. And my instinct, going on 6 years as a business owner, is to grab a notebook and...
So many notebooks, I never realized.
Oh, I have.
There's just so
Look
many.
All the notebooks. Okay, my instinct is to grab a notebook. Here's literally the notebook I grabbed, and to put together a plan. He's counting how many.
I count at least 20, and I know
more
I'm missing. I know it's not all.
Yeah. And there's plenty in there too. Is to like put together a list of everything that needs to get done, like everything that needs my attention, and then to like prioritize everything. And then logically I'm like, okay, so I don't have to think about what to do, because here's a list. Right. And I've ordered it based on priority. So all I have to do is focus on step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. But that didn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Like, sometimes it does, but it didn't work this time. And the revelation I came to this morning, I don't even know how we talked about it.
We were just talking.
But I was like, oh, that's what it is. Because I was writing
good.
I felt great this morning. And then I wrote a tweet that was like, I got this comment from some guy a couple years ago, and
who is he?
And then we celebrated our 2-year wedding anniversary. Like, how crazy is that? And what, I guess, like, one of my favorite things about my life is that for Tom and I, we are such a testament to the thing that we are doing, in that.
That's what it was, because we both did our things organically.
Yeah, like, the video he commented on was not SEO'd, was not like, oh my God, I have to get this many views, and I have to do all the, like, make sure you got the hook and the thumbnail and the blah, 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 and all the best practices. Like, I did none of that, and it changed my life. And I love how, looking back, obviously this is the benefit of hindsight, is like, I can look back and be like, okay, all the things that led us to this moment were things that only we could do. Like, we made the things and did the things that only we could do. But I don't know, looking forward, I can't figure out what that is. Yeah, like, what, I don't know what's the thing that only I can do. But when I think about that to me is more, I don't know, motivating to think about, rather than like, what's the step 1, step 2, like,
I have my flow chart.
The flow charts and the notebooks, and like, which one would you rather think about, right? Like, that's not getting me excited. It's, if anything, I'm just like, it's like, I feel productive.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like I'm doing the right thing. I feel like I'm getting an A on the test. I'm studying, but I am not like into this. Like, it's not, I didn't do it. I haven't done the list. The list has been sitting on my desk, and I haven't done anything on it because I'm not like, talking about it. But this morning, and after like our anniversary yesterday, and thinking about just like, like, even the couples table, this is something, it's such a unique, this is not something that brings us income. It's not something that, like, it's a long form video podcast that we, don't really spend a lot of strategy on, but we enjoy it a lot. And it's something that I really look forward to. And I'm happy when we do it. And it's stuff like this where I'm like, I didn't write that on the list at all. Like, It's not on the list. I don't know. Do you see what I'm saying? Now I feel like I'm going in circles, but.
No, it's hard because you can't, in order for those things to keep happening, you sort of just have to trust that they will keep happening. And when you have a list, you're like, hey, A plus B equals C. Okay, cool. Or 1 plus 2 equals 3, I guess. It's probably more accurate. Cool, I can follow this and figure that out. But this is like, I just sort of do things, and even stuff that seems not successful in the moment turns out to be the most important thing I've done at some point. Like,
right.
And there's no way you'll ever know for sure until you have hindsight, however many years later, to look back.
The thing is, like, even though it is very clear that Tom and I have a lot in common, like, we do everything together. We have a lot in common, but we think very
we're very yin yang in a lot of ways too.
Like, our entire approach totally different. There is a reason why this guy's never missed a week with his videos, ever. But for me, oh man, I'll have a huge chunk of vlogs and live streams, and then silence. But that's just me. I don't know, man. That's just.
Yeah,
I wish I wasn't like that. I wish I was like this.
Comment checking in, because I've seen there's a couple things that I think are very interesting to you. So I'm just gonna go back. Okay, so we talked about my terrible.
Oh, I saw
situation.
Constance has like an ice pack head.
I've seen things like that. I've seen things that wrap around your eyes. I have really had no medicine that works.
But I haven't seen you try the thing.
I don't have those, but they exist. It's like it puts pressure on your eyes, and it's supposed to help relieve something. The one thing that kind of helped once was a doctor gave me medicine that you put under your tongue and it dissolves, but it tastes really gross. But it's like you put it under your tongue and it just gets in these big blood vessels right away, and it like kind of helped, but nothing has really helped. The closest thing that actually helped was just Heather throwing NyQuil or ZQuil at me.
What?
Wow.
Thank you, Action Crypto. Sorry, I just saw this. Ecamm has a thing now where there's like.
Can't say. Now we're doing it professionally.
Is that what it is? Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's really cool. Thank you so
That's
much.
really
I'll
so now we can get the second.
the second cover. Yeah. So let's see here. It makes me feel good. It actually, I hate talking about them, but hearing other people suffer, it actually makes me feel better. Not because you guys are suffering through it, but like
you're not alone, babe.
Right, because the other thing too is like the number of times I've been at like school with another teacher, like, oh, I've had the worst migraine today. I'm like, no, you haven't. Yeah. The fact that you're talking to me right now means you have not. You have a headache, and that sucks. But you don't have what I'm talking about, because then when I have it, it's like, why don't you just take some Tylenol? It's like, no, you don't understand. Like,
it's physician diagnosed migraines.
Like, but anyway, so we're talking about those. Kevin was here.
Hi, Kevin.
And Kevin's celebrating almost 41 years.
I can't. I want to be able to say that.
And I know Matt's up
Congrats
in the 30s too. It's crazy. I've had the chance to even talk a little bit to Kevin's wife, and she is ultra nice. This is what I wanted to point out. Spiral Lab. I thought this comment might be interesting for you. I wonder if you stopped working traditional factory weeks with the weekend off, but instead a few weeks on straight, then a few weeks off.
Well, I have to do that because.
But you don't do it intentionally, though. You do that, but it's not like.
No, it has been intentional.
Has it?
Yeah. For this year at least.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, I try. I know day 14.
I mean, I know you kind of know that, but I mean, where you're like, oh, I'm on fire now, and then I'm not on fire, and I'm on fire now, versus like.
Well, so okay, if you don't know, I have premenstrual dysphoric disorder. Right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, which is almost like your version of migraines, where people are like, oh yeah, I get that too, and it's like, no, you don't.
No, because as soon as you hear premenstrual, you think PMS, and it's not that.
Yeah,
it's I'm just dead. I can't even.
It's where your body becomes allergic to your own hormones.
That's it.
Which is very different than just having hormones
and
out of whack.
And it's 14 days. Like, it's 14 days. So for 2 weeks every month, I'm just like, sometimes I could push through.
Yeah, and sometimes you can't.
But sometimes I can't. And
so you plan for the worst and hope for the best.
Yeah. And it's a lot of guilt of like, why can't I just push through? Anyway, so what I've done, especially this year, is like I intentionally went in just being like, look, during these 2 weeks I am on, but see, here's the thing. So here's the problem with that is I expect myself to be working 200% during my best weeks, and then at zero during PMDD weeks, which like I'm starting to realize, like, I don't know if that's
sustainable,
setting myself up for failure, because if I'm not working at 200% during my good weeks, then I feel really bad.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, okay, now I'm just going to take a month off, and that's horrible. I don't know. So I try to do the 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
I mean, I guess I didn't realize you've been doing it that way, but I guess I was... I don't know. I just... The idea of, you don't have to stick to...
Because it's also hard, because some days I can push through. And so,
Which is funny, because I've been trying...
Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No, go ahead.
I love you.
I was going to say, I've been trying to stick to factory weeks, because otherwise I won't take any time off. And even though it's like, well, it's really fun, so who cares if I want to spend my Saturday working on something or whatever, knowing that overall I will be better for stepping back and taking a break is very...
Sorry, the yellow is just
it's very important. And so just consciously doing that, knowing that it's refreshing me in ways I don't even realize.
Okay, let's see what Mihal says. I've been in a similar place recently. Decided to stop everything. What I realized is that my vision for the future has changed, but I haven't updated my focus on how to get there.
And it's all part of the process. I think that's important too, is to not feel like that's a failure. Like, okay, I'm doing this.
Right.
No, I'm shifting here. Because that's all like...
There's no need to think of it as a failure. I'm not talking to you, Mihal. I'm talking to myself.
Right.
Like, there's no need to... A shift or change in direction doesn't mean you're dropping the ball.
I bought almost a month ago. I got my new bass guitar, which some of you might be aware of, and it's been super fun. And that I've always really liked Fender guitars, but the bass is just sort of different because it's my first American-made Fender, which means it's made in like their Corona factory, which is just not far from here. It's like where my family is from and everything. It's really cool. And so I was like looking into that history, and then I ended up reading just tons of history on Leo Fender. And there's so much about like where he didn't know how to play the guitar. He designed them and guitars and basses, but he didn't know how to play them at all. So he would design them, give them to musicians. Musicians would come back, say, I love this, don't like this, what about this? And he was just always trying to make it better. And sometimes his engineering brain would put something into a guitar that like made sense. Like, here's a switch you can push that's going to do this thing here. And then people would be like, oh, we're not going to do that. And they would just rip it off of the guitar. So there's old models of Fenders that have like, they all have screw holes in them that are empty because whenever people bought it, they just ripped parts off of the guitar. They're like, we don't need this. And never once in anything I've read about him did any of that kind of stuff seem as a failure. It was just always like, well, I did that, I understand that, and now I will use that. I'm going to try this. I'm going to take this approach over here and that approach over here. And like, people really like this bass guitar, but jazz bassists aren't interested in it. They're not leaving their stand-up. So, what can I do to appeal to jazz bassists? And like, it was just this constant approach to this topic to try to get better and figure it out. And every like failure just led to a different path and a different way of doing things. And, I don't know. I think that is really cool. And that reminds me of, if you're switching, okay, this is what my channel is, this is what my focus is, and then you do that for a few months, you're like, actually, I don't know. That's okay. Anyway.
Tom has been obsessed with the bass.
Yeah.
Like his wrist is starting to hurt because he's been playing every day for hours.
Which is funny because I played guitar for like 20 years.
He bought an online course.
Yeah, I bought a course.
Like, how cute is that?
Which is really fun. I've never like taken an official course from somebody else. And it's not like media related.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think it's cool, because it's not media related.
Yeah, it's just something else, but it's great and I love it. I need to take some more things today.
Okay, I favorited some comments.
Okay,
Here we
great.
go. I think anyone that has ADD or ADHD can relate to frustration with being consistent. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's part of it too, is like just the ADHD thing being
I know. And
another
then
component.
yeah,
Yes.
do you make a roadmap of planned videos? I made one for the year, and I feel like it's helped me justify taking my time for work and breaks.
Do you want to answer that first?
I do and I don't. That's all I can say.
I don't.
I do for my client, but
since I schedule videos in advance, I kind of have an idea of like where things are going, but I've been trying to like break the year more into quarterly rather than yearly because stuff changes so much. But just to go back to your earlier point, so that comment, out in the wild with Jonah Gaze, I hope it's okay that I say this. So we met, the reason that we know each other is because he was a student in the digital media program that I took over. So he was already in it, and then I took it over, and then he graduated. So this was like a decade ago. So I feel that's why I'm like, oh, he was my student, because it's like that was a very long time ago, and has had a whole life like becoming a professional person and everything. And I don't want to be like, I don't want to pinpoint someone and like, well, I knew you for 2 years, 10 years ago. But very pivotal, because at the time I took over the program, that's when I was starting to learn digital media, and he was one of the most skilled like videographers really that I've ever known, like regardless of the fact that you were in like 11th grade at the time. And then saved up a bunch of money and got like a nice little DSLR with a prime lens and a Rode Video Mic Pro, and was like, that was the setup. And I was like, that was where I saw like, I need a camera with a flip out screen, because I'm over here putting my face on the ground and he's getting all these amazing shots without putting his face on the ground. That was where I saw like, wow, his audio is amazing. Like even doing like crazy events and crowded things and interviews, and he's just using this little Rode mic that's on top of the camera. So for the program that I was in, when we needed to order more equipment, I was like, I'm ordering a bunch of these Rode microphones. And then I started going through the catalog and be like, oh, Rode makes, they make big boom mics, and they make shotgun mics, and they make blimps and all this stuff. So then I just started stocking up on road gear for the program. And then when I needed to buy my own stuff, like, hey, I want a microphone, I'm going to buy a Rode video mic. And then when I moved to the next school and built a new program and we needed to stock up on audio gear and boom arms and things, bunch of Rode stuff, which now like half of my channel is like this right here, this Vegemite. Like none of that would have really happened. Like
Full circle.
Because that was when I started making reviews for Rode products on my channel. It was just stuff that I had because I had bought a lot of it over the years, and I didn't even realize it. I was like, I'm going to talk about this microphone. It happens to be a Rode. I'm going to talk about this. It happened. It didn't even occur to me that I was like, oh crap, a lot of this stuff is Rode stuff. And that's like huge. And that's literally like probably wouldn't have happened that way if almost a decade ago, like you hadn't bought a Video Mic Pro.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So thank you.
He also says seasonally uploading is nice. I think it works for podcasts, and I hope it also works for YouTube channels.
Yeah, a podcast is great. I've been doing 10 episode. Well, I did a 10 episode season. I'm going to keep doing that. And then you take a break, and you come back, take a break.
Action Crypto says YouTube doesn't like sabbaticals.
That's why scheduling is nice. So even when I got sick last week, a video still came out.
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
I was dead. The video came. Like, if I do die, we're gonna be set for the next 4 or 5 weeks.
Stop. Brim Jam says, Heather, you and I are very like on fire one week, the next stuck spinning wheels. I'm not alone.
No. Not alone.
If you worked at just 100 during your good weeks and really rested the other 2 weeks, no shame or guilt, you would still get more done than most people.
I mean, that's true. Honestly.
I know. This is why we have friends, to remind you and to tell you these things. Thank you, Marta. Roger, I described the migraine headache as someone standing next to you and stabbing a knife in your temple. Is that what it sounds like or feels like? That's
a good description of the headache pain, but there's also the crazy, like the light sensitivity, the sensories, because I have to put earplugs in and then just like put pillows over my face.
Blackout curtains.
Like I can't. You don't want any sensory input, and then you also get nauseous. I get like numbness and all this kind of stuff. It's this whole. It just feels like your body's short-circuiting.
It's a hat and eye mask together.
Oh, nice. Plus stylish, I'm guessing.
I emailed you Emgality?
Emgality? The only thing that's worked for you. I'm going to look that up because we also need to get like a new primary care doctor.
Midrin. That sounds familiar.
I think I might have had that.
Let's see. Man, Tom, you were really winking about the Rodecaster 2. Just saw your Instagram story. Can't imagine a better tool.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just said that for 3 years I've been using the Rodecaster Pro 2 to record. No, wait. I've been using the Rodecaster Pro to record my podcast and I've been using a thing that doesn't exist for 3 years. But I said the Rodecaster Pro to record this. Yeah, I don't know what you're all talking about. I'm gonna go make some toast.
I messaged Tom and Just Create More to tell him that he inspired me to do work experience for a week at a video production company. Want to thank him publicly for being such an inspiration.
I'm so glad that went well. That was so exciting. You know what? Sorry, I get excited about this.
We just talked about positive stress and migraines, and look at you freaking out over there.
Sorry. Today is May 19th, which is not only the day after our anniversary and the day before our gotcha day for Finley, but May 19th, 21 years ago today, was the day in 2001 was the day that I did my first like internship day at our local TV station.
How do you know this?
Because that was a very big deal, and it was on my bulletin board for like a month beforehand. May 19th, May 19th, May 19th. And my mom also got a new car that day.
Oh my God, you're so weird, dude.
Because the TV station wasn't local, so she dropped me off, and then she had to just like spend 10 hours doing something on like a Saturday.
Okay.
She picked me up in a new
TV station
car. Yeah, and so that was the first time I used a professional broadcast camera. The first time I took footage that
today.
Yeah, and I went out with a reporter and a photographer who are both amazing. And I actually got to meet up with the photographer again last summer, just totally by coincidence, which was nuts. But he actually let me like film shots and taught me how to do exposure and zebras and white balance. And then he made sure to use some of my shots in the news story that night. So I got to go home and then see my stuff on TV. And then I was supposed to intern there for 2 months, and I ended up interning / working there over the course of like 6 years. It went on for a very long time. And that started today.
Wow.
So I'm going to go make a toast.
He's going to go make a toast.
This will be our wedding toast.
Do you want to... Oh, are you going to...
I'm gonna bring the toast
Okay.
in here. You could probably mute my mic though while you're.
There's no need. I don't need to mute. Hi, Andrew. I get the crazy blurry vision. Pure darkness helps. I'm starting a YouTube channel and planning the video is easy. Being retired, I don't get stressed, but I have been frustrated because I order 6 items, 4 were broken. It got so quiet all of a sudden. Anyway, so I think the thing I like about the couples table is that it's a reminder that the content creation journey is like ongoing. There is no finish line. Even you know, Tom's gonna hit 100K pretty soon, and it doesn't get easier. You know, you just, I don't know, you just evolve, and so does your workflow. And what I really like about this show is that Tom and I, we think differently and approach our businesses differently and our brands and our content very differently. And we, you know, we would talk about it anyway, but the fact that we would share it with other people who are also in this space is really cool, because it, you know, I think it lends to, hey, there are several ways to go about sharing your voice and putting yourself out there, and it can be very, very rewarding. And here are just some ways that that's reflected in our lives as full-time content creators. And so, you know, that's why this idea of like, I don't know, Tom gets migraines. How do you balance that when you're KO'd? Or I am dealing with my own stuff, and sometimes I'm on, sometimes I'm off. And like, how do I, you know, kind of make sure that things keep running, and, you know, stuff like that. I just think it's like, it's to me more helpful and more insightful, harder to consume, but the 10 tips, like here's the 10 tips from someone who's successful with 1 million subscribers or whatever, just doesn't, I feel like only goes so far. But these more longer conversations where multiple people are chiming in with their experience, you know, not easy to digest. I get it. We're not going to, you know, necessarily go viral. But what is interesting is that I was looking at the couples table analytics, and I don't know if you know, did I tell you this, that our views are like going up? No. And it's the replay, so it's not live, you know, like we usually have the same like 30-40 people here, but there are a lot of videos that are like
old episodes,
yeah, that are breaking 1,000, which is
really,
yeah,
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, which makes me nervous, because I see that I have the opposite thing. Like I want
fewer people.
I don't want the silver play button.
I'll talk about that in a second. Actually.
I want like dope people and open-minded people, and I don't want
dopes. You want dope people.
I want to protect it. Anyway, okay. You've got the Vegemite.
I've got a piece of toast with some butter on it, because you're supposed to do butter. Also,
Ben wants some Vegemite.
Since this has a lot of riboflavin in it, which is which is supposed. I looked up, and it was like, oh, actually, is like helpful in preventing migraines. So I don't know. We'll see. Here we go.
It's happening. Have you ever had Vegemite before?
No. Ooh, I actually, honestly, doesn't smell bad.
It's on sourdough toast.
That's what we got. I'm sorry. It is on sourdough toast. So the thing that I've learned about it, at least from what I have read and what people have told me, is you just scrape a little bit. If you're an American who's used to just putting the big old knife into the peanut butter and just like the more the better, don't do that with this. Like it's all about like tiny, tiny bit. So let's see.
Out in the Wild says, just want to give you a shout out, Heather. I've been listening to your From 1 to 100 podcast for the past few weeks, and it's motivated actual and measurable results. Oh, that makes me so happy.
Ooh, I think I put too much. I'll scrape it. Oh no, this is perfect. I'm scraping. You can look, ASMR. This is too much though.
I think it's fine.
I'm gonna scrapey. There we go. Light. Okay. All right, I have a Coke Zero Chaser.
You don't.
I'm actually quite excited.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Our dogs are very excited. Ready?
Okay.
That's salty. It's not bad though, actually.
Do you see why people would hate it?
If you put a lot of it.
Maybe it's like cilantro, where you just have a genetic thing where you either hate it or love it.
Actually, I don't mind that at all.
You're not eating it. You
I
keep
know.
eating around it.
No, I took a big. This is more. I did a light part, and then I mean, you don't need a lot.
Wait, save me a bite. Let me just.
It's like, remember when we were on the plane back from New York, and we got a little like box of food or whatever, and it had olives in it, and we ate them. We're like, God, these olives are so freaking good. They're like salty and meaty and whatever.
Yeah.
The saltiness of the olive, it's like the same kind of satisfaction.
Okay. Well, here I go. Finley really.
Yeah. Honestly, it's really good. I like it. There's like a smoky, salty flavor.
I mean, I don't see why people hate it.
Well, because people put it on like peanut butter.
Why would you do that?
Because you're used to putting something on like peanut butter, or
Oh, put it on like peanut butter.
Like
I thought you meant they
on.
put it on like peanut butter.
No,
like you have peanut butter toast, and then you put the vegetable.
Oh no, a lot of people put it on cheese.
I can see that,
Yeah.
but that's like actually good. Really salty.
It's very salty, but
I mean,
I totally like it. I'm cool with it. We didn't do a lot, but I think that's how you're supposed to do it. You're not supposed like this is supposed to last a year, is the kind of thing. Not like the peanut butter that's this big and lasts 2 weeks.
Homesick back. I'm 200% consistent at some things, but others like okay with weekly live streams. Still haven't put out recorded videos. Got 150 neatly scripted ideas, so I get it.
What?
So should we just create or not?
You should just create more.
This is the question. There is a reason, okay? I don't know how I came up with this name, but literally my YouTube channel is called HeatherJustCreate because I have to tell myself.
Our dog is stuck in the cables.
Oh no, Finley, he got wrapped up in the cables.
Buddy, that's our poor cable.
Come here, what are you doing? Come here.
You want to lick this plate? You want to lick this Vegemite off this knife? But you got to be careful. Don't bite it.
Oh my God! Look at the Bano.
Hi, Ben. Do you want to lick?
Let's see. Call me Cubby. Keep taking care of yourselves. I went back and watched old Couples Table episodes while you guys were gone. Aw,
that's really sweet.
So cute. Leo, do you often listen to podcasts? And if so, what are your favorites?
Oh yeah,
Criminal. Criminal's my favorite podcast ever.
Yeah, Criminal. You were listening to that this morning.
I was, because you weren't in the bedroom when I
have several favorites.
Why did you laugh?
Because it sounded passive aggressive the way you said, because you were in the bedroom. I couldn't finish the audiobook.
Oh.
We're listening to an audiobook, but I don't want her to listen without me.
It is awful. You've been warned.
I liked it. I'm good.
I didn't think it was awful.
Oh, I'm totally on board for more. My favorite podcast of all time is S-Town, which I recommend everybody listen to because it's only 7 episodes. It's a complete series, and it's so good. I've listened to the whole series many times. It's so good. That's all I can say about that one. But that's only 7 episodes. They're not making more of it, obviously. The ones that I listen to a lot are Talking Simpsons, which is a chronological look at the Simpsons, and it's really, really good, and they've been doing it for years. But I'm also on their Patreon because then you get special series because they also do like Talk King of the Hill, where they do a King of the Hill episode. They do like different cartoon movies, it's like a lot of like animated TV shows and movie walkthroughs and deep dives. Some of the episodes are like 5 hours long, and I love that. So that's pretty much what I'm always listening to.
I love the ability to have these longer conversations as well. I just ended my live stream about taking vacations. I had 3 people that said how much it helped them.
I want to know what a vacation is.
Is this like, yeah, what is a vacation? Is that like when you take time but you don't actually take time, so it's like a vacation?
I'm gonna try this just straight.
Wow.
Not a lot.
I always watch replays. Hey Gil, is a knife handle Tombuck blue? So now the reaction video for your channel. And this is the Tom Buck who would never eat on live streams. Oh my God. Literally not the first, but like it must have been our third live stream together. We were eating breakfast sandwiches and he had to, this is what he did. He took the sandwich like this and he leaned off camera like this and then take a bite off camera and then come back. I have to pull it up. I'm just going to pull it up.
Okay. So yeah. Well, now I'm eating Vegemite straight out of the bottle on the stream, which was very salty, by the way.
Because it's amazing to me. The reason why I love looking back at these old things is like, this is a guy who's about to hit 100,000 subscribers. This is the same person who is like, I can't.
Well, I don't eat breakfast sandwiches on my channel very often. But...
I don't know. Anyway, keep going.
I don't remember what we were talking about. I ate Vegemite.
Vegemite?
It was good. I like it.
I thought Tom was gonna get champagne.
No, that was our anniversary toast. Andrew Moon. I've been reading a lot about Vegemite lately, like people's opinions and threads online and stuff, and it definitely seems to be an acquired taste, and there's definitely seems like there's right and wrong ways to eat it, but people like really like it sometimes. I'm totally on board with it. Like, you don't need a lot, which is great because it's a small thing that gives you a lot of flavor, so I don't have to eat 200 calories of peanut butter to get like something with flavor. Anyway, look at this. Oh my god.
Oh my god! I can't.
That's like hard to watch.
Okay, hold on. How do I share the screen? There we go.
Hello. Well, whatever. This works.
And then how do I... Nope.
This is your whole overlay. You can go back to your main one and then do... it's been a while since we streamed, right?
Yeah.
You can do the main one. Well, whatever. Just do this. It's fine.
Okay, ready? Look at this. Sound effects. The sound effects is not... Is that this?
There's no audio.
There's no system audio. How do I get system audio? Oh, can I just drag this onto there? No. Oh, but we used to do screen share.
Yeah, do a regular screen share.
How? Like this?
Over here. And that one. Yeah. And then...
Oh, here we got system audio.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
And you can add our pip if we need it, but...
Oh.
You have to add, like, the camera. Hello.
Look at this.
Power of eCam.
So many things. # college.
And Doji, what's up? So this is Tom. We're collaborating on a really cool ShareSpark project.
Look at that. Look at how long you held your hand.
You can't see. Look at this freeze frame right here. This looks like the Photoshop.
So
I have no gray hair.
This is the second time Tom and I are meeting.
Look at us right there.
The second time, right?
ShareSpark TV.
Yeah.
You can find it on
Because it was that
Facebook.
weekend.
Do it on Facebook.
Yes, this was the second time. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I need to like find when you, because you literally like
No, I remember that. I remember stretching.
you lean off.
I was so
frame.
nervous right here because I was like, how do I do this comfortably? Like, look at you're leaning towards the camera.
I don't care, man. I never did. I never.
That's so the opposite.
I mean, there's
Oh
so much
my
to talk about
God.
in corporate.
Or was it? It must have been in the beginning where you would lean.
I'm clearly already in the middle of this sandwich here. I'm gonna eat a Tim Tam, which might be a little bit melted.
For 20 minutes to cover things. We have to cover
Because he's
Look
got
how nervous he is. This is like my favorite thing. You're just so nervous.
me being nervous. Plenty
I don't
more
know,
I
sorry.
can
Okay, so this morning we food boarded, we
Look at that
grown
breakfast
we went to the
Look
lighthouse.
at that.
We went to the mine's mostly eaten.
We ate that just in the morning.
Oh, it's real good.
Like, need to
Then we
take
did drones.
that.
We did some super cool
I know.
beach drones.
I cannot wait to show you.
That was really
They were
good.
so young.
That was a good idea. I just
September
wanted to get
10th,
shots and then
2017.
yeah, good idea.
These are a little
And then we
melted.
yeah, then we had to come back here. Get
Anyway. So how do I switch back? Boom. Where's my mouse?
You should try a bite of Tim Tam. It's a melted Tim Tam, but it's still good. Tom's Tim Tam.
I don't want to try a bite of Tim Tam.
It's so good.
I'm not into like chocolate snacks.
Oh, you're missing out. Then.
Anyway, okay.
This Tim Tam is slamming.
I have several clients in AU. One of them sent me some. That stuff is nasty. Vegemite always look like bagoong to me. Bagoong is a shrimp paste. Yeah,
I need to wash my hands.
that's what it reminds me of. Shrimp paste. You can get jars 3 times the size. Radiolab's a good one. Vacation. Oh, when you were supposed to be on vacation, but you spend most of your time doing work or thinking about work.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, I did not bring my phone. I put it in the locker yesterday and didn't take it out
It was hard because
till we left.
during like the first 30 minutes of the massage, I was literally like drafting email replies in my head, and I was trying so hard to stop doing that. Anyway.
So the last thing, I don't know if you want to talk about it, the creator creed. We can talk about that next time. We can talk about that next time.
That could be a great topic. Yeah. I just want to say, Matt said something like 10 years longer. I'm shocked at here. Can we? Where is it?
It's the middle one, babe.
The middle one. There's like no gray hair there. It's just so dark.
I have hella gray hair. Look at that.
Yeah, but it's dyed. I mean, I guess it looks pretty dark here, but in person, or if I get a haircut, it's easy 50-50 in the when she cuts the hair and it falls down. It's like, oh.
It's not, I don't even notice because this is just the hair you have to me, so it doesn't even like.
We can see in this light. You can see a little streak here, which is cool. My little Doctor Strange streak.
Stupid.
But yeah.
Anyway, okay, so that'll be our next. We'll talk about that next time. We have look at this. We have a topic for next time.
Well, we have other topics too. We actually have a list of topics to choose from.
Look at us go.
That's what happened. We didn't have shows for a few weeks. All those topics just sat there.
I know. Yeah,
But
Thursday
anyway.
we had a topic, and then
This was. I'm really happy about this not being awful. At least
I mean I think it's like cilantro. You just either love it or hate it.
yeah.
Which I don't know how you can hate
Helps
cilantro.
fight
by the way,
fatigue. Look at that. Vitamins. Concentrated yeast extract.
Mr. Camera Junkie said, "Take it easy. I started going gray at 13."
I think I got my first gray hair at 21, and I remember I was like, "This is like a real gray hair. Oh my gosh! Oh no!"
Dude, I have like gray eyebrows.
Kevin's like, "Gray hair? I'm lolling right now." I think gray hair looks cool. I just like having hair. I don't really care if it's gray.
See, I was about to launch into a very first world Heather problem right now. I was about to say my problem is that my purple hair doesn't show up on camera anymore because everything in the background is purple and it just looks black.
My naturally dark and vibrant hair just doesn't show up.
Yeah. First world problem.
Yeah, there we go.
So there you go. I love cilantro. Well, it was great being back, hanging out with you guys.
Yeah,
I hope you enjoyed
we had
our
show and tell. We had snacks.
Yeah. So let's wrap up with like a 2-year anniversary thing. How has how's 2 years? How's 2 years of marriage been?
It's the best. I was telling you, I told you this yesterday, so this isn't just an on the stream thing. When we met, obviously, I was like, I'll never get married and the whole thing, and I had some learning to do. But I'm glad that you were patient with me to work through it, and us deciding to get married and getting married was the best thing I've ever done.
Aww.
It's the thing I'm most proud of.
Aww.
And I'm really, really glad that we, even though it was super strange to have it happen during like the early part of the pandemic when everything was just so weird, I'm really glad that we chose to do it then when we did. And the way that it happened was great. And now being able to have 2 years to look back on already is great. And
Aww.
yeah, having someone to share my life with who always has my back all the time is the absolute best.
That was so cute.
It helps me eat on camera.
I know these
I
are
just have a pile of
this is
snacks
what-
over here now.
I know we gotta do the NDI and show the other one. Okay, my turn. Well, you know this. I never thought that I would find someone.
Yes, you told me this the day we met.
Yeah, and I did. And it's like every day I have a moment where I can't believe that I'm married to my best friend.
Aw.
Like seriously, it's like I could just sit here and play video games all day, and that's cool.
Just from the time you wake up, it's like, hey, who are you? What's up?
Yeah, like
What are you doing?
And it's on top of also being so supportive and inspiring me, and you know, it's not even like tough love, but in so many ways you know me better than I know myself, and that is a thing that I never thought I've never had happen before.
Right, having a partner that can recognize things that you can't recognize is very, very good.
Yeah, and you really do help me to be this awesome version of myself that I didn't realize I had in me.
Aw, which is crazy because you were very awesome when we met.
I was.
I know, I thought you were the coolest.
So anyway, babe, here's to year 3.
Here's to more years.
Ready?
Cheers for more years.
Dude. All right. Bye. No, hold on, let's check in. You still here? Tom 34 graying. It's falling out.
Wait, scroll up. Oh, because Bailey said, "Oh wait, gotta get that shirt at the end." Despite the insects, would you come to Australia to tour Road Black Magic and get snacks? Yeah,
Where
right
are
now.
you looking?
It was up at the top.
Oh.
Scroll
Oh.
by. Yes, I would.
I'm so nervous.
Yeah, the distance is terrifying, but beyond that, seems great.
Let's see. Coriander, cilantro, super nice in curries and salads.
Yeah. Action
Besides y'all's
Crypto.
stream, I got to see it. Heather, are you saying you found love in a hopeless place? I did.
I did.
So nice to see you folks again. Y'all are great. That's what a partner is. Someone who helps you when you don't even know you need the help.
Right.
You both are great. You guys are great.
Yeah. You're our partners in this.
You know, whenever Tom talks, you don't know whether it's a pun, whether it's a joke, whether he's being genuine, because he's like all 3 of these things.
It's hard because there's so many times too where it's just us and I'm like, hey, did you hear about that new thing that's coming out? And you're like, no, what about the new thing? I'm like, no, it's not a joke. I mean, like, really, there's a thing that's like I'm just asking a question.
I know. Is this a
Do you know
setup?
did you know what they call this thing and whatever? And you're like, what do they call it? Huh? No, it's not.
Okay. Well, it was good hanging out. Do you guys drink? I do.
Yeah, I don't really, but yeah, I had a mocktail yesterday. I just it's hard because I can appreciate. Okay, I don't drink to become altered.
Drink to become altered.
Like, you know, some people who are like, I don't care what it is, I just want alcohol like injected into my veins. Like,
That's
I know that's
different.
Yeah, I've never done that, but I can appreciate like the skill that goes into something. And when people are like, this was in a barrel for 12 years or whatever, like, that's pretty amazing. Okay.
The art.
The artistry that goes into it. And, you know, we'll find stuff that I'm like, this is really good. And this tastes that. But so much, even when I have something, this looks like an ad now. So much, I would just rather have a Coke Zero and like be just as or happier.
Aw, thanks, Constance. Super chat.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Constantly supporting us.
Oh, hi, Ben. All right.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, we are past our time. So.
Yes. Have a good... Wait, no. It's time to clear the table.
There it is.
We actually literally got to clear the table because it's full of stuff.
I know,
stuff.
and I need to go eat lunch and get stuff done.
You can have
So
some
we will
Vegemite.
see you for sure. Same time, same place, next week.
Have a happy... I hope
Do
you
you-
have a safe, happy, healthy, fun rest of your week.
Do you know what microphone you're going to use?
I don't.
Well,
It's going to
there
be
you
whatever
go.
I'm in the
you
mood
better
for.
tune in. Oh, we should do like a thing. If you can guess what it... Oh, then no, because you can't...
Oh, next week we might be able to do something very exciting.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. You should be here.
yeah, you should be here. 'Cause...
Also, you have sexy chats happening now. You should ban them.
Oi. Okay. No, you can't do it here.
You can't click ban? Oops.
Oh,
Ban sexy chat.
dude, I'm getting spammed up in here, yo.
Damn. It's because we're so sexy.
I know. Okay, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.